Hello, everyone, and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/Final Show Films, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/Final Show Films. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day. And we're live. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Bekerlund Bandits. I'm John, your dungeon master for the evening, and joining me today is Jeremy.
Hello, my name is Jeremy, and I am playing wrestling. I swear that's not intentional. A dragonborn fighter.
And Jeff.
Hey, I'm playing I'm Jeff, and I'm playing Toast Pip His Pip, a gnomish wizard.
And Auntie.
Hi, I am Antitonic, and I am playing Zond, the Kobold Warlock.
And Aaron.
Hey, I'm Erin, and I am playing Fealty, the Tiefling Cleric.
And Cody.
I'm Cody. I'm playing Merrick Tenpenny, the Halfling Bard.
And when last we left off, our intrepid band of bandits had managed to be released from their cells by a wandering entity known to the demons and devils that had been holding them for potential sacrifice as the Slayer. Found themselves a way to get out of hell via a planar bridge device, and determined that it needed to be fueled by the sacrifice of about 12 life forces. Anything really would work, including demons, if they could, demons or devils or fiends in general, if they could get enough of them. So the group left some behind to work on the planar bridge and get it ready, some behind to guard those that were working on the planar bridge, and the remaining group left to go. The remaining group, containing Raslin, Zond, Fealty, Merrick, and a handful of the other people that were being held for sacrifice, went to go gather the necessary materials. We left off last time in the middle of combat with a group of lemurs, which are one of the lowest denizens of the various damned planes, as the group was knocking them unconscious. I believe we left off with Merrick Tenpenny. Cody's
I just saw the things in this room and just noped out of there.
You heard that there were things being eaten in that room. You did not actually look in.
Okay.
Because there's nothing on the map, and I would have revealed it if you had looked at
it.
Yeah.
So I'll walk down here.
All right.
Take a
give
peek.
me a stealth check.
22.
All right. So as you very quietly lean around the corner, trying your best not to make any sounds, you notice a winged creature with a scorpion-like barbed tail chewing on the remains of one of these melted-looking lemurs. That being the sounds that you were hearing, this imp creature just as it's tearing into the flesh of this hapless creature. This room looks like it's some sort of feeding room for these. As you can see, there are another two of them hanging upside down from the ceiling, not eating at the moment, seemingly asleep, while this one is just sort of on the ground chewing into things.
Okay. I'm going to... Shit.
Right there in the hallway.
Yep. I'm gonna turn around real quick and get as far as I can. So I think that's as far as I can get. And I'm just, that's all I'm gonna do.
Right. That's gonna make it Price of Pride's turn. I don't remember who's going.
I think I was.
Quick, everyone try to grab the token. That'll tell you.
Yep. I know mine.
Okay, I
know mine too.
And all 5 of these were knocked unconscious.
No, the one at the top is still alive, still conscious.
Yeah, there's someone in the way.
Yes, but there are unconscious things that you can step over.
Yeah,
I assume you're not still standing.
No, they're slumped into the ground as a pile of goo. You can easily move over towards. Price can easily move over.
Yep, he's just gonna step over, just kind of look down at it, and just go whack.
Attack roll.
24, which I'm hoping is going to hit.
24 hits. And 9 damage. Yeah, so Price comes over and just sheathes his claws and knocks out this one that's left somewhat standing.
How many more do we need?
Well, that's 5.
Not sure. Hold on. 12.
Price thinks about it for a minute. We need 12 total.
Right. 11.
This many plus 2, he says to the rest of the group.
5.
How many of this many?
All right.
And all right, let's look for some more.
Thema comes around and looks at the 4 before looking at the rest of you. Should we bring these back upstairs first?
They're chained, right?
You notice that you all noticed that when they became active, they sort of slipped themselves through the chains. The chains that were holding them seemed more decorative than actually holding them.
I would
They're
It's
aesthetic chains.
that may be wise, so we do not wish for something else that roams through here to take their lives or restore them.
Good point.
Thema and Kadarin will begin to gather up the bodies.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Merrick,
Also, just so you know, Shark is under one of those bodies. I don't remember why.
they probably moved to flank.
Right.
It's okay. I can remove these bodies. They're being gathered up. There, Shark.
I'll come back around the corner and just kind of go, guys, there's more. There's
How many?
like not more of these, but the tiny fuckers with the scorpion tails.
Okay.
I saw 3 around the corner
Perfect.
next
We
room.
need 2.
So I'll start leading down this way, I guess.
All right.
I'll follow.
Yep.
Pride will
Yep.
follow.
Thema and Kadarin are gathering up the lemurs, unless you want them to stop and come with you.
No, I think that
Yeah, no, that's fine.
All right, so those 2 are going. I'm going to remove those 2 from the initiative, but we're going to keep the initiatives that have already been rolled. As you guys go over here, who wants to initiate? So Merrick takes you down around a hallway and looking into a room where there is this one imp that is eating a lemur, and 2 more that are hanging from the ceilings. Who would like to initiate this combat?
Do we need to be stealthy? It's worth asking.
We just need to be quick.
if anyone wishes to be
Wrestling,
stealthy, might I suggest they go first?
Wrestling runs ahead, bellowing.
All right. Then we will start on Wrestling's turn.
Okay. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I will murder a imp.
You attack that imp.
I will not murder an imp.
You hit the imp.
Oh, I do hit the imp.
You hit the imp.
Excellent. That
Try
I
not
will
to murder
re-roll
them.
that. I will re-roll that shit.
Oh.
Motherfucker!
You went from 1 to 2.
On a D12.
Yeah.
You doubled your damage.
No, I did not. Even wrestling knows 7 is not double 6.
Double on the dice. But yeah, so you run in, swing this great axe up high, and smash into the imp above you on the ceiling.
Yep.
Waking it up, waking the other one up, and drawing the attention of the third.
Excellent.
As it is now their turn.
Fuck.
That was the sound effect, yes. Anyways. Uh, yeah. The one that you attacked is going to attack you. Does a 24 hit you?
Yeah.
All right. I need you to make a. Wow. So no. So
you're dead.
this is the way. No. This is the way this ability is worded from the monster manual installed in Roll20. The target must make on a DC on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one.
Excellent.
So roll for that.
Properly.
I don't know what
I'm pretty sure it's a con save.
Is it an imp?
Yeah, it's an imp.
Yeah, it's a con save.
Yeah, so I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yep. Yes, you do. Well, that's good.
All right, you take 4 points of piercing damage and 6 points of poison damage.
Sweet, I'm down.
As Rasslin hits the ground, and the rest of you hear that. The other imps gather around Rasslin.
Room.
What?
So, let's see what's next.
The other imps are not attacking Rasslin because they are currently curious as to what the fuck this thing is.
I mean, if they want to attack him, my next character is a bugbear barbarian.
I am aware. Fealty, it's your turn.
Okay.
You just
I
saw
was at
Barbarian.
the back of the pack.
You were.
My bad.
I like the idea that you just heard rah, thump, thump, and then it went quiet.
that thump sounded a lot larger than what an imp would do.
That one sounded pretty heavy.
Jeez. Okay. See, I can't actually wait. Healing word's a bonus action, and I still have one of those. So I'm gonna spend my action to dash, which does get me to the doorway.
Yep.
I'm assuming from there I can see Rasslin.
Yeah, you can very easily see Rasslin, as well as this trio of imps looking down, poking at, like, one of them has, like, a toe out, is, like, nudging it, trying to figure out what he is.
Cool. I'm spending my last healing word.
Like, can we hit?
So you take 7 healing.
Oh, good.
And that is all the magic I can cast this. Yay. Okay. So yeah, you get 7 healing. And I can't leave the doorway because that's all my movement.
That's fine. People can get around you. You can let people through. All right,
Yeah.
that'll make it Shark's turn.
Okay. Shark is gonna head. Why not? He'll dash to here. Wait. Let me check Shark's speed again. Oh, 35, not 25.
Yes.
Still needs to dash, but he'll dash to here. There you go.
Shark is particularly fast.
Yeah.
All right. Decimus's turn.
So he's just going to move up without dashing, but will pull his trident out to get ready.
He has a trident and a net as well.
Yep.
All right, Decimus moves up. Merrick. Yeah, you saw Rasslin run past you into this imp den, and you heard what happened next.
Yeah. So I will go, son of a bitch, and look at Decimus and say, I think I can do something to help with the net, and then run up to Fealty, poke my head in, and cast Sleep.
All right. Roll the hit dice.
Shit.
30.
All 3 of them fall asleep.
asleep, you can't select targets, I will remind you.
Yes. All 3 of them fall asleep, and there aren't enough hit points left to affect anyone else.
Oh, they had less
Are you
hit points
sure?
than...
Is it maximum hit points? Or
It's
I
current.
only
current
have-
hit.
Yeah, it's current hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure. I don't know. I just wanted to make sure.
If the imp had 1 less hit point, you would have fallen asleep. But it only gets to 6 of your 7.
Fair enough.
So all 3 of the imps fall asleep. All right, that makes it. We'll have a loose initiative at the moment, unless people are going to start waking them up. But we'll holding initiative at Price's turn, but we're out of initiative at the moment.
Well, he's gonna come in and then dash, which will
Yeah.
put him up to here. And that's as far as he can go on his turn.
So
And he has no key point, so he can't do anything.
what would you people like to do? Would you like to position yourselves around the imps?
Can we just tie them up? Can they like
Yeah, can we just
teleport or
use
something? I mean, we
Decimus
don't have to.
and that?
Yeah, you
So
can.
They'll wake up eventually, but can we just tie them up and move on?
Let's I think I have some twine. I want to tie all their tails together.
Okay, give me a survival
So-
check. See how strong a dot you make.
Natural 20.
All 3 tails tied together.
Nice.
Awesome.
At this point,
So
Thema and Kadarn have gathered up the lemurs in the other room.
How many of those were there, John?
5.
Okay, 5, 3.
So we only need at least 4 more if we want to get others, just to be safe. I mean, how much life force is going to be in these things?
Wait.
Yeah, I
You said
think
we needed them plus 2. We have them. Now we have 3. We have 1 extra.
So we need
Pride goes, no, them again plus
Again.
2.
Yeah, them again plus
What?
2.
They were 5. 5 more and 2 more. We need 4 more now.
Perhaps we should return the ones we have, take inventory, and then retrieve the additional meat needed.
Works for me.
I'm going to poke my head around the corner of the other side of the hallway, see if there's anything on this side.
As you look through the door, you see what seems to be an array of bloody torture implements. You're not certain how functional they are at the moment. As well as windows looking out onto a fiery hellscape.
Any that are particularly interesting looking and can be carried?
Be an investigation check.
Eight.
With an 8, there is one that does look kind of interesting. It looks, when you first glance at it, it kind of looks like a pear, like a metal pear, with a long stem. You sort of pick it up by the stem, thinking it's the handle, and you twist it, and the metal, the folds of the metal pears open up.
Oh, those are
Ooh.
fun things. I know exactly what that is.
I'm going to take that and try and find Raslin because I brought him a present.
All right, Raslin, after a few moments, Zond appears at your elbow.
You for this.
Get. Look it over.
Looks like an odd metal pear that can open up. It has like sort of a pillar in the middle of it too that looks like it extends.
I'm gonna try to open it up.
You open it up. The metal bits open up fairly wide, and the more they open, the further in. You sort of twist the handle, and the handle basically pushes in to the device, which causes the flaps to open and the drill bit basically in the middle to push further out. You're not certain what it's used for.
There's a pointy thing at the end. Clearly, it's a weapon.
Not a very weighty club.
Not a club. Almost goes to stab one of the imps and then realizes, no, that'll wake it up.
Decimus comes in, throws the net over the group of them, and just picks them up over his shoulder, now carrying them like a sack. All right. Decimus rolls his shoulders. We're taking these back upstairs, right? It says point, and then points at Fealty to like indicate the person who had made the suggestion.
Fealty will unmute and then or that seems to be our current course of action.
All right. He carries the three out easily enough. Is everyone following after?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we're all going to head back upstairs. Level. As the group of you return, Decimus, Thema, and Cadarn carrying 8 imps whom they dump sort of onto the floor. As you guys get back up, you notice that there are a few more imp bodies on the ground. About 3 more, bringing the total to 11. It looks like they were attacked while you guys were downstairs, but they managed to fend them off.
So they're also unconscious?
Yeah, they're also unconscious. It seemed they took pains to make sure they didn't kill them.
Yep.
Viera Son, the elf that was sort of leading the operation, has drastically changed the way this bridge looks. Like, previously it looked like it had... Previously it was just sort of a door with a couple of switches and vials on it. She has, from somewhere, constructed a small bench next to it that has a lot more metal pieces sort of plugged into places and giving off magical static effects off to one side as she has a journal in her hand writing it down. Tospip, you've been here the whole time. Viara has basically gone back and cannibalized some furniture and bits and torture devices to make what she referred to as basically like a makeshift arcane scanner to sort of determine more about where the bridge is actually aimed at.
You had any luck figuring out where it's going to be pointing at?
That's what she's in the middle of doing right now, is sort of trying to figure that part out. As you guys bring back in, go ahead and Tospip, give me just give me an Arcana check. All right. Yeah. Aside from what she's explained, you haven't been able to understand any of it.
He hasn't been paying that close attention. In his hand, he's got cast minor illusion. He's got a tiny semi-translucent hedgehog that he's been quietly speaking to.
So you guys come back into the scene. Farron looks at the group of you. I see you were successful in your hunting.
Yep.
Everyone here now, we go.
Looks at the numbers as Lemur and Cadarn, as Cadarn and Thema and Decimus deposit theirs. Actually, we're 1 short. We need 1 more thing.
No, this everyone.
We need 12.
Rasslin is currently trying to figure out which of the non bandits has been most annoying to him the entire time.
At this point, he's like, Tustin's kind of reading the room, and he's going to step back behind the pillar.
Zond will point at one of the imps and go, "This one's short."
What?
One short. This one's short.
You see half the people that were working on the planar bridge face palm simultaneously.
I need to roll a check. Give me a moment.
Tustin will lean around the corner.
Fealty manages to keep a straight face.
You need to find another one.
It points to the next imp.
You are very observant as to the size of these creatures. I might presume to suggest that it is a turn of phrase. One more life force or creature is required. Lord Rasslin, would it not be enjoyable to engage in one more fight before we leave this place as a last show of vengeance?
At this point, he looks away from. Hold on. I need to look here. Because it was Price of Price specifically that said we need this many plus 2, right?
Yeah.
It's been looking very specifically at Price of Price because clearly they're a liar because they said we needed this many plus 2 and then said we need more. And looks back. I can fight again. All right, let's go fight again. Starts heading back downstairs.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, head back down. Oop, wrong. I have too many windows. I have too many windows and they're all in the way.
Try curtains.
That doesn't work on Windows, unfortunately.
Dear D&D character Beyond, or D&D Beyond, I love everything about your character creator except for the name randomizer, which is the worst name randomizer.
It's hilarious because it grabs from Fantasy Name Generator, but it doesn't do a good job of it.
No, not even a little bit.
Like, Fantasy Name Generator is great and really robust.
I've been going through and randomly selecting names, and legitimately, this is the name that just came up. Troposphere.
I could see that as a name for a gnome.
Not a gnome.
Jeff, does Tosp want to come on this one?
Yeah, sure. He's not doing much up here. He'll come along. He'll tag along at the back.
All right.
I am making an effort to stick towards the center because I'm out of magic.
All right. Everyone give me a perception check.
Okay.
Team.
20.
Wait, that's persuasion. Perception is 14.
So that is a 19 with the modifier of -2.
Hey, I only got a -1 on my perception.
So, Rasslin, you hear the scraping of bone.
I start walking that way.
You hear it coming south, but not immediately south, like it's beyond the place you were just at where the imps were. So, Rasslin immediately starts leading the way up the hallway and back around.
Yep.
I'm assuming everyone is following.
Yep.
Zond is right behind.
You hear it coming from much further south. And as you continue down the hallway, this bone scraping sound gets louder and louder. As the group of you continue. There's so many tokens. I'm just going to move you all into the room that you end up in. You come to this hallway. You come to this hallway at the bottom of, sort of south of where you came down, having navigated around, finding a few more rooms that have a few more what seem to be unoccupied chains and torture devices. And coming around the corner from the stairs that are just to the south of you, you see
A behold.
Behold the beholder.
Since when do beholders have the sound of scraping bones?
It's because
It's
there's
dragging a femur
scraping
along the
against the
wall with
wall.
his
An
levitation beam.
beholder variant.
Ah, I see.
It's the
I'm
rare
sure
behold.
beholders are on D&D Beyond's custom if they're not actual
Now,
things.
now I see a beholder with like two of his eye stalks are like levitating bones, and then it's using them like drumsticks.
It's the
Unfortunately,
rare
no,
legged
it's
beholder.
not one of those.
Oh, look.
Instead, you see this large white creature that looks to be made of bones stepping out from the hallway as it turns to look at you with this razor sharp tail coming out from behind it. Everyone can make me a religion check.
Eight.
I attack.
4.
So, Tospip, Fealty, and Zond recognize the Bone Devil as Rasslin attacks him. Rasslin, make your attack.
Yep. 16.
16 does not hit. As you swing the great axe down, and the bone devil just sort of catches it by the blade. Those of you that recognize the bone devil recognize that this is probably the creature that runs this place, and that it's definitely out of your league. What's our initiative?
I assume we're controlling the same NPCs.
Yep.
Well, would you look at that?
Jeez.
Hey! One more person. Token I don't have in 20 for some reason. That's weird. Why don't I have your token? Person who fight.
Ryan Reynolds.
It's always Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds is always the one who keeps not giving me his tokens so that I can make them and put them.
He is kind of an asshole that way.
I guess he must be busy with his Pokemon movie that came out that I haven't seen yet that I want to see.
He's doing really well
that
this week.
that I hear is good. Talk amongst yourselves while I create a token real quick.
So my next character
Uh-huh.
is going to be an Air Genasi fighter that I'm pushing to that who will eventually be, assuming it's valid. You have said it is valid in Grand Terra in the past.
Uh-huh.
A gunslinger.
Yes, those are valid.
Awesome.
I don't know if this will actually happen, but I have a few character ideas. I want to play a monk or a paladin because I've never forced myself to play one. But I say that every time I start a character creation.
It's true.
Mine will probably be a Circle the Shepherd Druid Lizard Man. Just summon dinosaurs all day. attack.
I like how you guys.
Mine's going to be a ranger, but I don't know
Well,
what
I
race
mean-
I'm going to be yet.
I like how you guys think I put a CR12 enemy in here, expecting you to actually fight and kill.
No, I just
No.
Don't tell us how to live our lives,
underestimate
though.
how stupid this set of characters is.
Fair.
Like,
Like,
you know my backstory. I literally cannot tell them don't do this.
Fair.
I'm just thinking I might file off the name and reuse the sheet.
Just scrape it off. Get a new name.
I've
There is one thing that I said about this character going into this game that described him other than his class and his race, and that was dumb. Also, he has no idea what the hell this thing is other than big and we need a soul.
Oh yeah.
And from the back, yeah, you'll hear Tosspip scream. But
I mean, I feel like
knowing
that's
him,
not-
you usually hear him scream at most anything.
I was gonna say, I feel like that's not out of the or a warning sign.
No, that's yeah.
That's a
That-
sta-
that's
that's a-
not out of the ordinary.
That's a standard occurrence, is what we're saying.
I'm contemplating just disguising self into an imp and then turning around the corner and then now I live here.
Yeah, that is the appropriate.
That was my plan.
What are you talking
I'll
about?
just-
I've been an imp the whole time.
Survive until I can cast seeming, and then it's just once a day.
Okay, I've created the token.
It's gonna be a bitch having to learn Abyssal.
Currently, not this one. Okay. All right. So, at the top. Oh, let me get the Bone Devil to go.
Is there a reason why like the turn order is a little bit?
Because I hadn't ordered it yet.
Ah.
Well, he's going after everyone else, which is appropriate. Oh wait, no, hang on. That's not his model. So I haven't made. Anyways, Rasslin, you're going first.
Yes, I
So-
am.
The Bone Devil catches your axe, and then you yank it back out of his hand.
Yes, and then I swing again,
Make your attack.
and I miss again.
This time you swing even wider. It doesn't even catch it. It just sort of leans to the side, the axe crashing into the wall.
We didn't take a short rest at any time, did we?
No.
Awesome. I do not have my second win.
That makes it Kadarin's turn.
I feel like Kadarin's loyalty is to his own survival, and Kadarin is going to. Does Kadarin have any ranged? Kadarin is going to stay back there and throw a net.
That works.
Kadarin missed with the net.
The net goes flying through the air, and the Bone Devil just sort of uses its spined tail to pick the net out of the air and toss it to the side.
And that's where Kadarin's like, I'm out.
It's
and
like,
run.
I did my best.
We had a good run, guys.
I think these guys are dead. We might not need all 12. Let's go.
Yeah. Problem solved.
Wait until one of the allies is rendered unconscious. Bring them back as the last soul.
With the Bone Devil following behind.
We accidentally bring the Bone Devil with instead of him.
Yes, you get that comedy moment where you guys, all right, we're here. Bone Devil's just looming behind you.
The portal's just like, oh, I thought you wanted to use all the unconscious people.
Price of Pride's turn.
Price of Pride has a free run to the stairs.
But I'm also looking at Price of Pride's flaws, and his flaw is violence is my answer to almost any challenge.
It is.
It is. He takes this as an affront to everything.
Wrestling is not the only stupid one in the party.
Price of Pride is going to step up. This is how you do it. And he's going to attempt to claw this thing. And this is going to end horribly bad for him, I'm sure. 22.
A 22 hits.
Oh. Okay. And he does 7 points of damage.
He does, theoretically.
And I'm assuming he needs a magical weapon to do damage to it.
Oh, no, he does some damage to it. Just not nearly 7. More like 3. It's the Bone Devil's turn.
Wait!
I'm feeling the thing that either Wrestling or Pride is going to be dying.
The Bone Devil looks at the group of you and then cocks his head to the side as something has drawn his attention. Everyone make your perception check.
9.
10.
13.
And
14.
Everyone that rolled a 10 or higher, so everyone but Merrick, hears the sound of metal scraping along the floor and a whistling sound, a whistling tune. Any of you that can hear it can make a history check.
Oh, shit, there's a metal one too.
3.
Natural 20.
15.
So, Fealty, you recognize this tune with your natural 20. This is a whistle. This is a whistle that goes in the rhythm of a nursery rhyme that is commonly used in the Empire of Taram across the Tyrian Ocean from Morn. It's effectively a nursery rhyme about a boogeyman coming to get you, basically. And it is commonly used in reference to the Iskateli, which are the Emperor's basically elite secret band of warriors that go out and do the Emperor's bidding. That are as much folktale as actual substance. And something in the building is whistling the tune to this rhyme while very casually dragging a blade along the floor. And that seems to be what has gotten this Bone Devil's attention as it moves away from the group of you heading towards the sound. Wrestling and Price of Pride both get attack opportunity.
Yay!
Yeah, he's going to take it. 11 is going to miss, I'm assuming.
Yes, it does. 24 hits.
12 slashing damage.
6 slashing damage.
Yes.
As you actually chip off one of the spikes on the end of its tail, which embeds in the ground right at your feet, and the Bone Devil doesn't notice.
Pride picks it up.
As it moves past.
Boom.
Pride does not pick it up.
Kiss Wrestling's ass. Wrestling.
Pride doesn't care.
This how you do it.
Alright, it's now Shark's turn.
John, tell me if I'm doing the character stuff wrong, obviously. Shark is going to level his crossbow at the creature and hold an action to attack if it starts turning back around. He's not willing to ping it and that be the thing that gets it.
Oh yeah, no, that's absolutely correct.
But, not unwilling to attack at this point.
It's distracted. Let's see where this goes.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Yep. Decimus
is going to move up to, I assume, this doorway here, but also hold an attack if it comes back.
Which doorway? Yeah, that's a doorway. All right, Zond.
is nowhere near as smart, so we'll peel around to the side of Raslin.
You cut out at the end of peel away to the side of Raslin. Anything else?
Oh.
And fire an Eldritch Blast at it.
Okay.
Excellent.
You fire the
We will
Eldritch
kill
Blast.
this thing yet.
And the 11 hits a wall right next to it, knocking loose a couple bricks, but not actually hitting the devil itself.
Yeah, you better run.
Fealty.
Like, really can't do anything with this situation. Can I spend my action making like a perception check to see if there's, by any chance, I hear anything else that might sound like it's alive and we could use?
Yeah. Give me a perception check.
Natural 20?
Well, the natural 20, you actually pinpoint where that whistling is coming from. And while listening to it, it's odd. The whistling seems to be... The sound of the whistling doesn't sound like it's coming from very far away.
Right.
It's sort of filling the air, and it sounds like it's in the room with you, even though it clearly isn't. Almost like you've got surround sound speakers, and you can hear it perfectly no matter where you're at. But the metal scraping sound you hear is much further away to the south, and it sounds like it's almost a floor below. Okay. And sort of underlying that sound, you hear the scrabbling of what sound like more imps.
Okay.
Right. Anything else on your turn?
No, that's it.
Toss Pip.
Toss Pip curls into a ball and casts minor illusion of a rock over top of him, so he looks like a rock on the bottom of the floor.
All right. For some reason, there's more rubble on the floor than there was previously now. Merrick.
Merrick is going to say, she's just gonna, all right, yeah, you guys keep an eye on that thing, make sure it doesn't do anything, and just kind of back into this doorway, and pull out her short bow.
It's like, you guys got this, right?
Yeah, and then around the corner, just in case.
All right, and Thema.
I think Thema would just move over here and level a crossbow just in case it turned around as well.
I think Thema has a javelin, not a crossbow, but I think
She's got both.
Oh, she has both? All right, sweet.
Yep.
All right. So, at the top of the round.
Uh-huh.
Not Raslin's turn yet.
Okay.
At the top of the round. I'm going to reveal the token now so that you guys can see. Those of you that can see where the devil is, you see beyond it. The figure that let you loose sort of steps out into a doorway and sort of looks over at the Bone Devil. The figure's long, sort of braided ponytail hanging down, swaying behind him as he steps into the door frame. A glowing blade. A blade sort of glows this odd purplish glow in his hand as he sort of cocks his head to the side, looking at the Bone Devil, looking past to you guys. Suddenly not really caring that the Bone Devil's there, he just sort of like raises an eyebrow and goes, "Oh, so you guys are still alive. Congratulations," he says, waving. Wrestling, it's your turn.
Having seen that and seeing that this fight is not going to progress much further, hold on. Yep. Wrestling holds back and is going to he'll move forward just a little bit. He'll move forward to like here. Yeah, there. Just move forward a step. And he is going to wait because he assumes there's about to be a fight, and he has a brilliant plan.
All right.
He's going to wait for them to fight. One of them's going to kill the other, and then he's going to finish off the weaker one.
All right. All right. Kadarn's turn.
Kadarn wants nothing to do with that shit, and is just going to come hang out over here.
Seems correct. And Price of Pride.
Price of Pride is going to take his cue from Raceland.
Wrestling.
Sorry.
See, I thought there was an extra I in it when you first talked about the character and thought it would have been pronounced Raceland.
So
I mean, I wouldn't have chosen that name because that's,
he's gonna step up next to Raceland, and he's gonna take his cue from him and hold.
Right. The Bone Devil, seeing the person that set you guys free, suddenly bounds forward, almost like a panther, as it leaps towards the elf and unleashes a flurry of attacks. It's 2 claws. I know these aren't whispered. A 14 and a 14 both miss. As it attacks with the claws, the elf just sways out of the way against each attack. He would have missed some of you guys too. Like,
yeah, I
that
think
was
would
really
have missed
poor.
most of them.
That was a really poor.
That would have hit me.
And a 27 will hit.
I would hope so.
Yeah, 27 will hit. As the elf sways out of the way, from the second attack, the third attack, the sting of the tail sort of swings around in to stab in at him.
That's the painful one too.
It is. Fortunately, he rolls high enough to make the Constitution saving throw. So he is not poisoned, but he does take an amount of damage. So the sting stabs into the sort of the side of the elf, and then rips back out, blood sort of pouring out of it. Shark's turn. Is anybody else going to do anything other than watch? I'm just going to preface that so I can skip ahead.
I mean, other than watching, potentially like ready for if one of these turns on us.
Okay.
Toastwith is going to slowly edge away, so the rock moves up to here.
Okay.
That's what...
Wrestling's going to say, "You're doing great."
All right. So everyone sort of watches and readies, waiting to deliver an attack if necessary.
I would, when my turn comes around, try to squeeze into the space between here and fire another Eldritch Blast.
All right, go ahead. Let's get that attack off.
Keep doing that.
Yep. Yeah, and you can move between Price and Raslin. You are small enough. The 9 misses. Going off to one side. All right. Let's see what happens here. Huh. I wasn't expecting that, but it happened. Okay. Nautilus rolls a natural 20. So you see the elf sort of step off to one side, raise this glowing blade, and all of you can make me a history check.
8.
18.
Natural 20.
1.
So,
But not natural.
Fealty and Tospip, you've heard lots of stories about legendary weapons before. And many of these stories come with certain anecdotes and certain half-truths and entertaining tales and myths about them. As you watch this elf just sort of step past the Bone Devil, and his blade almost phase through the neck of the creature, you realize that he's holding a Vorpal sword, or something that has similar properties to a Vorpal sword. as the head of the Bone Devil just falls off. And hits the ground. Dead, because when you roll a natural 20 with a Vorpal Sword, you behead your target. As he continues to walk towards the group of you.
I'm going to try and run up towards the Bone Devil. I don't think this will work, but I don't think Zond would think any differently.
All right. You run up.
And I try to cast Spare the Dying.
Make me a charisma saving throw.
Seven.
So you run up and you try to cast Spare the Dying on the creature, and nothing seems to happen. And then after a few moments, the head on the ground begins spouting abyssal.
I walk up and I grab the head.
That.
The elf looks over his shoulder and in surprise. Like, what the fuck is happening over there?
We have 12. We have the last one. Let's go.
No, I speak infernal. Never mind.
Is there any way to pry any spikes off of the body?
I think the closest person to me would be Merrick at this point. Fealty will pretty quietly. Lady Merrick, would it behoove us to potentially offer this individual passage as well? No? Or should we leave?
I think if he wants out, he'll find his own way out.
Fair enough.
Is the body moving at all?
No, the body, only the head that Rasslin is now holding as it's trying to bite him.
I'm gonna try to see if I can pry a little, bony spike or something off of it.
Give me an athletics check.
I think we did our good deed and we rooted him on.
Pip, you're sitting. You get up onto the spine of this creature and grab it and grip and start twisting and yanking, and your palms are a little sweaty, partially because it's hot in here, partially because you were just scared for your life, but the sweat's meaning you can't really get a good grip, so your hands keep slipping off.
Hey, Rasslin, can you break something off of this thing?
Busy.
As Rasslin is playing with the disembodied head of a Bone Devil.
I feel like trying to bite me.
Put it in a sack or something.
Gotta carry this up. Somebody carry that. Pointing to the body.
Price and Decimus sort of exchange a look, shrug, and then go to grab the body and drag it behind you.
Maybe we need the body. We don't know.
That's good thinking, Rasslin.
The elf.
This worth at least 2.
The elf looking at the group of you. Have fun, and then heads down the stairs, back down, presumably to kill more demons. Fealty, as you can hear that there are still some downstairs.
Turn around, point head before everyone's up. Point head, grab like bye.
You have fun with that.
Lord Tossip, do you suspect this will suffice as the last soul we meet?
I look at it.
If
alive?
the head is still alive, I guess.
Are you alive?
It continues to spout abyssal at you.
Would I? Can I make like Arcana check to know?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
This is 22.
You're pretty certain, yeah. It seems like Zond managed to sustain its life, just not its body.
Fucking demons, man. Sorry, devil.
Fiends.
We keep this. It's pet.
I mean,
Just put it like a rubber
We shove
band
it
around
into
its mouth so
ritual.
it doesn't
It
bite
dead
you.
pet.
No, it's funny. We take with us.
Put it on a stick and you can threaten people with it.
Wrestler now has an idea of what to use that spike for.
It's a Bone Devil mace.
There you go.
You swing it, and then the Bone Devil bites the person that you hit it with.
That's good to me. So, you bring your last remaining devil or fiend upstairs back to the portal room.
I just chuck it in the middle of the room.
Did someone drag the body up along with us?
Oh yeah, Decimus and Price of Pride are dragging it behind the group. As you toss it,
still going to use his crowbar to still try to break a couple spikes off of this
I mean,
thing.
athletics check with whatever modifier the crowbar applies.
I don't even know what modifier a crowbar would apply.
I don't think it does. I think it just lets you.
I think it gives you
Crowbars give you advantage.
advantage on certain athletics checks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To open or break things, I think.
Yeah, give me an advantage with an athletics with advantage.
18.
With an 18, yeah, you managed to use the crowbar to just pop a bone off.
Rasslin looks to see if the Bone Devil was hurt, felt pain by that.
No, it doesn't seem to have reacted. It doesn't seem to have broken its constant stride of abyssal. Farron is sort of standing there looking at it. Huh. You guys made it really angry.
Oh, I'm sure it's not happy.
It's currently...
Is it better for the ritual if it's angry?
I don't know, but it's currently listing... it seems like it's in the middle of listing out the various grievances it will take up with your various mothers. It seems like it's been going on for a while, though.
Why is it kind of like looping back on you're starting over? You're starting to hear who's mom again.
I don't know. He's right now he's on the Dragonborns.
Ha! Shows what he knows. My mother dead.
I don't think he cares if it's dead or alive.
Oh, don't be mean. He doesn't mean it.
So, have you figured out where this portal thing will take us?
Virasan looks back. Yes. There seems to be an abandoned town, somewhere in the Bekerlund Valley, that it's pointed at. It looks like there was a cult there that was performing rituals most recently.
Yes, I believe we may be familiar with them.
Oh, well, it seems like this is pointed there, squarely.
You want to take a short siesta before we pop in? Because there might be something on the other side.
Well, I mean, if there's something on the other side, I'd much rather see it than be here much longer.
Yeah.
I've pulled some scraps out of my rations and are attempting to feed the Bone Devil.
It's not trying to eat, so it spits it back out at you.
No, this is good for you. You eat.
But if you all,
No, just like, eat it.
If
Eat
you
it.
would all like to take a short rest before you open the portal, you absolutely can.
I mean, that's probably not a bad idea. But
Yeah.
the first thing that Rasslin wants to do probably shouldn't. I'm going to look over at Fealty. How healthy is that? Pointing at the head.
Do I know?
Be a medicine check.
Made out of bone.
12?
It does, aside from being a disembodied head, it doesn't seem all that damaged. So,
Well, I admit I am uncertain, Lord Rasslin. It seems rather uninjured given the state of it.
I kick a field goal.
Give me an athletics check.
22.
You kick the skull, and it rockets through the air, hitting the far wall. Bing! Bouncing up, hitting the ceiling. Bing! Before clattering back to the floor.
I run up
It's
and
still
try to grab
alive.
it.
Yes, it's still alive.
Excellent.
No, I love him now.
Bursts into laughter.
It tries to bite you, Zond.
Yeah.
You're able to keep it from biting you if you so choose, but
Yeah, I'm going to hug him close because I love him now.
it continues to try to bite you. Anyways, go
Good.
ahead.
He's gonna die.
We all die.
Like soon.
Minutes.
No, he come home with me. I love him forever.
He can take it
Then
with
find
him.
someone else to kill. In ritual.
Points at the collected group of imps that are still tied together.
Those are also
I
going to
look
die.
back. Somebody help me. I can't do the math here.
We need
It's not,
that
like it's not going to disappear.
in order to
It's
properly open the portal.
just not going to be as talkative once we get to the other side.
Promise.
I think it's not going to eat the body.
No, the bodies will still be there.
It's going to be
I'll walk
very
him every
small.
day and feed him and love him and feed him and love him.
Absolutely.
Fealty tries to balance what religious obligation says about this.
There wasn't a chapter on your. There wasn't a chapter in Gassengrim's guide to being a good devout follower for what to do when your ally becomes attached to a disembodied skull of a bone devil.
I mean, there's a chapter on party conflict. I'm just not sure if it applies here.
It's under what to do when your warlock finds his favorite devil.
I say we let Zond keep it.
I'm going to look over at let's see which one of these NPCs looks smart.
I mean,
Very
compared to
somewhat
us.
small, and small usually means smart. Lean over and just sort of murmur, "Will it rot after it's dead?"
Viera-san thinks about it for a second. No.
You can keep him.
Yay!
Remember, you got to feed
If
him.
we don't know the difference and it never talks. Or we just explain that it's simply just not talking anymore, then
So, you all have a short rest,
yes.
assumedly. Some of you being at 2 hit points probably want to spend hit dice.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
And
I sure did.
I'm going to use Arcane Recovery to get a spell slot back.
Jesus Christ!
Well, Auntie's now at 3 hit points.
Oh my
Oh.
God!
After you spend a few minutes recovering, taking a breath, breathing for a bit, Viera-san and the other spellcasters that had been working on the portal arrange the unconscious bodies of Imp and Lemur in sort of in a very defined pattern. You see that they've sort of drawn chalk lines on the floor in front of the planar bridge, and they're placing these unconscious forms at specific points. With the head of the Bone Devil going in the middle of the whole group. At which point Viera-san, here we go, grabs a lever on the side of it and pulls it. You see this blue etheric wind sort of erupt out of the portal and out of the bodies, as all of the bodies just sort of slump a little bit more. The head stops talking as this wind of this visible wind sort of flows back into the doorway, which then opens up a tear in space and time and looks like it steps into an abandoned tavern. I would go now, Viera-san says.
Yep.
Boom, through.
Yep.
Short bow out.
All right. And assuming Zond picks up the skull as he goes through.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm not leaving Sid behind.
Sid.
So the group of you, along with the bandits behind, along with the other allies you found behind you, pile through this doorway and find yourself in what looks to be a disused, abandoned tavern. And as you turn to look behind you, you see this hole in reality that previously went to the hell that you just escaped close behind you. And through it, you see out into an empty courtyard, or into an empty town square, where the various gravel and gravel and stone paths have been overgrown. The five of you can make me a history check.
We've gone back in time.
14.
5.
All of you but Merrick and Zond recognize this town as Riverbend, which was a town far south of Micklethorpe in Bekerlund, that was apparently haunted and abandoned as such. It's here. But yes, you are back in Bekerlund, and you are no longer in hell.
Oh, fuck those guys.
Which guys?
Bladang.
Oh no.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna go run outside and play around with Sid a bit.
All right. You run outside and play around with Sid a bit.
Let him run. He'll tire himself out.
Yeah.
You see,
Little guy's had a big day.
I may say so, it may actually serve our intimidation factor well. To carry the head of a powerful demon as a trophy?
You think we can talk him into wearing it like a helmet?
We'd
Little
have
dark.
to hollow it out, and he'd know it's not alive anymore.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then he'll try and kill all the magic users because they killed his
true.
friend.
That's true.
his pet.
No, just imagine Zond as a Cubone.
I mean, it fits, kind of, a green Cubone.
No, Cubone's a pretty bright Pokemon in general.
Yeah, that is a green version. The rest of the people around you have sort of starting to get acquainted to where they're at. Several of them looking out and trying to figure out, obviously not quite knowing exactly where they're at. Looking at the group of you for guidance very clearly.
Yeah, so what's our next move, or where are we going?
Well,
Yes.
did we have a camp of some kind? Hideout, whatever.
Yes, the camp that you guys had previously under Gravel's Graders was located in the forests, to the northwest, or to the northeast of where you're at now. It was destroyed by the adventurers, but you could probably go back out there and rebuild it.
This
Thank
city, this
it's
town
only
was
60
known
feet
to
away.
haunt.
Sorry. No. I was making a stupid joke about the map and distance. So
This town was known to be haunted. If we do not mind that, this could be a good place to rest for the night. We've had a quite exhausting day, but that is not my choice to make.
So yeah, staying here at night.
It's actually probably a good idea.
Yeah, but yeah, it seems like a good enough place.
Different place.
Maybe we should pick a different building now.
Out of Portal 2.
I mean, search around if they're
Yeah.
see if anyone else was squatting here or whatever, and we need to come up with a different name. We aren't using that idiot's name.
Definitely not.
That is your wish.
All right, let's scout the place out.
All right. Go ahead and give me investigation checks, everyone. Zond can too if he wants to join in, or if he's just focused on playing with the skull.
15.
Natural
3.
20, which makes it an 18.
Love how many of you
What?
have either 0 or negatives to your investigation checks.
I'm actually proficient in this.
Yeah, you're the only one.
No, I'm proficient in investigation as well.
Yep.
I've got a +7 to
bring me-
this, and I only rolled an 11.
I mean, what I
Just
mean is
brings me
like,
to
As
0.
amazing as clerics are, they don't get that many skills.
no, it's just that Tosspep is the only one that has a positive integer to their investigation check.
And I only rolled I got an 11. I've got a +7 to this.
So, Fealty, you start looking around, and you're sort of looking around for that that space to live in, that space to sleep in. The buildings are run down, but they're not. Most of the damage is just abandonment damage. Like it's that lack of upkeep has caused a couple of walls to fall here and there, a fence to be overgrown, the roads to be overgrown. The buildings, by and large, are still fairly intact. There's an inn. There's the inn sort of right next to the tavern that you guys were in. There's a church that is abandoned. There's a watchtower, a mill, a blacksmith, sort of a smithy, a stable, a bridge that leads out across the river and is the primary way into town. As well as several of the standard things you would expect to find in a fairly mid-sized town. So you could hole up just about anywhere, in an abandoned house, in the inn. Most of what you're finding is just that there hasn't been anybody here to take care of stuff, so it's falling apart, but it hasn't been actively destroyed. Zond, you're finding pretty much the same thing. There are lots of cozy places to crawl into and hide. There are many holes in floors that give access to the below areas of buildings and in the interiors of walls that make for lots of hiding and lots of like spaces to run and be quiet and be silent and be in the dark. In addition, you find that there are lots of paintings that seem to be untouched, where the buildings themselves have fallen into abandonment and into ruin. There are paintings in just about every building that seem to be in perfect condition, like they're the only thing that's been getting any amount of care. Tosspip, you find what was very clearly an alchemy lab at one point in time, and still has some amount of stock. There are an amount of ingredients here that someone with a medicine kit or a poisoner's kit could make use of to brew a variety of different things. A lot of the ingredients for that kind of thing don't really expire on a short period of time, because when mushrooms expire, they just sort of grind up into dust. and then sprout new mushrooms that then continue to grow. So like the mushroom bin in this place has grown with fresh mushrooms, but aside from that, it's still fairly intact. Merrick, you go to look at the watchtowers and find that they provide actually a pretty decent view of the road coming up to the bridge that leads into the city, as well as the surrounding areas. This looks like it was a farming community prior to its abandonment, and there are sort of fields of wheat and various other grains that have grown wild outside of town that you can very easily see from any of the watchtowers, which is kind of falling apart. The watchtower seems to have taken the most amount of damage from the abandonment. One entire wall of it has sort of fallen out onto the ground, so there's like this big gaping gash in it as you walk through it. Rasslin, you find that the inn still has beds. It seems like whatever caused people to abandon this place, it caused them to abandon it with no thought of carrying anything out. There are still beds in the inn. In fact, one inn still has a backpack that has like now vastly expired, but rations in it. You find a pouch containing 10 gold and 5 silver in one of the desk drawers.
So people left valuables, things that were sentimentally important.
Yeah, you're finding
Like,
all manner of
basically
possessions.
everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. That's not concerning at all. Rasslin doesn't think about that.
You're finding all manner of possessions in the buildings and in the rooms, and things that could be of value.
How much money did you say?
10 gold, 5 silver in a pouch.
Nice.
As well as a very nice great axe that somebody left hanging on a wall. Looks like it's a dwarven make.
Nicer than mine.
I mean, in better repair than yours, mechanically identical.
I now have 2 great axes. They go across my back in a cross pattern.
By the
I
time
could never use both of them, but they're there for cool factor.
By the time you guys regroup, you notice that your allies have begun setting about doing things, having not been given any specific inclinations. Several of them, Cadern Decimus, and Price of Pride and Sanguinor, have started like ripping apart tables to make makeshift patches for holes in walls. They've sort of staying in the tavern. They sort of started patching up the walls, trying to make it sort of a fortifiable place to sleep. Vieira Son has sort of gone into the blacksmithy and begun setting up vials of things on a table. It looks like she's working, and by the time you guys sort of see her next, she has a variety of tools spread about her and is sort of tinkering with a small mechanical-looking gadget.
I'm going to take a moment after doing a bit of searching around. I'm going to take a moment to ritually cast Detect Magic, and I'm just going to see if there's anything that has left a trace of magic around here. If there's rumors of if this place was actually haunted, is there any evidence of it?
You're taking a minute to cast that. What is everyone else doing as you
Hey guys,
start to gather back up?
there's some beds here and some valuables. No money though.
Is that a new axe?
Yep. You never know when I might need another axe.
I mean,
You can throw one and then use the other one to charge at them with.
Aaron, you're muted.
Never mind. I was being a joke.
I'm going to try and run around town looking for a dog kennel.
You find one. And out back behind one of the houses, there is a dog kennel that it has like a little wooden plaque on it. It has a little wooden plaque on it, with a dog bowl next to it, and the wooden.
Did they leave? Did they take their pets with them?
Yeah, there's no body. There are no bodies.
Okay.
None of you have found any bodies anywhere.
That almost got That almost got John dark there for a moment.
I mean, you
Wait,
know, you have found no bodies anywhere. But there is a little plaque on top of it that just says Rover.
So I'm going to try and rip the plaque off and drag the kennel to the inn or wherever we're setting up.
Give me an athletics check.
What an missed it could have been Spike.
I do have a crowbar if that helps.
You can give me an athletics check with advantage. To pry the plaque off.
I'm not the only one who bought a crowbar.
6 or a 6.
6 works. You pop the plaque off. Give me another athletics check to drag the thing. Considering it is the size of you.
It's a 4.
When you guys gather back together, you hear the strained grunts and groans of a kobold somewhere.
Shit, is he stuck somewhere? Did something fall on him?
Fealty will head to go assist with whatever this is.
You find Zond digging up a track in the dirt as he's trying to pull a dog kennel.
Lord Zond, would you like my assistance?
Yes, you do this. I'll go grab food.
Of course. And I will, try and carry the dog kennel.
Give me an athletics check.
Cool. 3.
This is a really hefty dog kennel, and you were sort of expecting to just be able to pick it up, but as you reach out and grab, you know that thing when you try to pick up something that's heavier than you expected it, and it just hits you right in the middle of your lower back?
Yep.
You went, and you felt something pop. And
Rustin
it wasn't
was
the dog
already heading
kennel.
this way anyways. As it comes.
DC.
Fealty will not be moving very quickly, but is moving without complaint.
It's a DC 5 to move the kennel.
Grab the dog kennel, pick it up, put it over one shoulder.
I don't think you can fail the athletics check, but just
I couldn't at one.
Let's just see. Yeah, no.
I didn't, but I
would've
could.
been-
Yeah, you grab it and just.
Fealty will bow.
You all right?
I am perfectly fine.
Just because I think it's funny. Insight roll. 17.
Where's my deception? So, from what
I
you
know
can
I was
tell,
gonna roll like a 3.
from what you can tell, probably mostly there's definitely some physical discomfort, but it's not, it's not getting smashed in the face with a sword level of bad.
You see that Fealty is leaning slightly forward. Not like bent over, but there is just a very slight, like it hurts to stand up completely straight lean.
Leans down, dips over, and not like over the shoulder, but like pick up on shoulder kind of thing.
Easily enough.
Yep.
Fealty is lighter than the doghouse, interestingly enough. It's a hefty doghouse. So yeah, you bring both of them back towards the center of town.
Yep.
Lord Rastlip, you are aware I'm capable of flight.
Yeah.
Never mind. Of course.
While all this was going on, could I have raided the wine cellar to see if there's anything left?
Sure. It's full.
Awesome.
Oh shit.
I am going to the dustiest bottle. And I'm going to grab that and
Give me a
put it in
Constitution saving throw.
Oh no, I'm putting that in my bag.
No. As you grab it, give me a Constitution saving
Okay.
throw.
13.
You start coughing as you grab this thing, and 4 inches of dust just explode into the air as you pull the bottle out, and you as the dust is everywhere.
Oh, that's the good stuff. put it in my bag, and then I'll go down a couple more.
It's oddly cold.
That's not concerning at all.
Nope, that just means
Let's
that this
get
is a good wine
intoxicated.
cellar.
Let's get intoxicated in the haunted village.
Yeah. I'll grab 3 more bottles and then I'll just walk upstairs.
So Merrick, now entirely covered in dust, gets back
Yeah.
upstairs as Tospip.
I cover my mouth the first time, or after the first one.
Yeah, Tospip, as your detect magic finishes. So you finish casting detect magic, and in sort of the 30-foot radius around you, you can see the faintest sort of purple mist around you in this 30-foot radius. That's invisible normally, but you can see it on your detect magic.
Also, just in block letters magically in the air. Run.
No.
Run, you fool. Run.
It's a Tospip. He was looking nervous, more nervous than he usually does, and it's like, there's stuff all over this place.
As I'm ducking down in.
Yeah, this place is
trying
dusty.
not to bunk and
There's no like concentration of it. It's just kind of everywhere.
It's just
right?
like it's an ambient purple mist.
What kind of stuff?
Traces of magic everywhere.
What, like?
I don't know.
What you mean?
I don't know what, but there's some ambient magic.
Give me an Arcana check. See if you can investigate further.
Everywhere.
Ooh, I want to roll Arcana.
Yeah, you can do that.
2.
Unnatural 20.
Wrestling. There's magic in the air.
Are you trying to say that some, like everywhere, like what, like a magic fart?
So, Tospip, what you're seeing is what you're seeing is some combination of necromantic and transmutation magic that seems to have been blanketed over the town.
Calling it a magical fart is not far from what it is, but it's someone. There's weird magic going on throughout the town. There might be something solid to the whole haunting thing.
Is it gonna kill us?
This place is haunted.
I have no idea.
Is it gonna kill us now?
Right now, probably not. Later is still yet to be answered.
If it seems non-dangerous for the moment, might I make a suggestion? We set a watch. We have more than enough of allies to keep careful watch. We rest for the night, and in the morning we either pursue a course of exercising this magical aura, or we move on, find a new place to be. And might I inquire, I'm utterly unfamiliar with this, is it possible the aura is simply residue from us coming from a demonic dimension?
It is distinctly
is it
something
everywhere?
that is, it's everywhere, as far as you can tell.
And so this lasts for up to 10 minutes. So Tospip is going to go outside, like around the town, and see, is this everywhere?
So as you go and look, it seems to stop about halfway out over the bridge, and then encircle the town. And what you can tell, this is active magic. This isn't residue.
Okay, so someone had so there's an active spell around this town.
On the town.
Okay, so yes, someone did cast something on this town, or something has affected this town. It's not just from us popping in. Someone did something bad here. What exactly they did bad, I Can't really
If
say.
you believe that is too risky, we could move outside of this area and camp elsewhere for the night.
Just in
But
case there's like,
beds.
you can drag the mattress out there.
Yeah, toss, but you're not certain what it does. You can't quite figure out the purpose behind it. Just that it is the combination of necromantic and transmutation.
Translation. So
Would you like for me to retrieve Vera's song? Oh,
No.
Sorry, Mary, go ahead.
No, you're good. No. So here's the plan. We'll sleep outside because we want to keep an eye on anything that might be coming in. And our new friends can sleep here in the inn. If they're dead when we wake up, we know not to stay here. If they're alive, we're fine.
I look to the others.
I'm okay with this plan.
I mean, they're not all assholes, but yeah.
Well, the part about them sleeping here, I'm neither here nor there on that. I'm just on
Yeah.
board with I'm sleeping out there.
I mean, as long as I survive, I'm a-okay with whatever happens.
That is what you wish. Should
Yeah,
I inform?
what Merrick said.
We're our group. They're fine, but they're their group. They're not our group yet. Maybe if they live through the night, they start to become our group. But
Last round of initiation.
first stage of initiation.
Would you like me to inform them that we will be taking, watch position outside the city, and they should rest here for the night?
That's a good way to put it. It's no, they can rest here.
Yeah.
We're going to keep watch outside to make sure nothing comes in.
Right.
I mean, knowing
Fealty
that
will give a deep bow to the rest of the group and go find. It has been 2 weeks. Sorry, there's one or two of them that seem to be more in chargey types,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. So you, I'm just gonna sort of describe where you find everyone as you go around to look at them. What would be in a BioWare RPG their home base stations?
Yeah.
This is what their out of combat job is, and
So
This is where you find them, and there's the one who's like at the top of the stupid staircase who you can never find when you need them.
funnily enough, Farron is in the watchtower. So Kadern seems to have taken up residence, or at least starting to sort of like set his weapons down in the tavern. Not where you guys were having your conversation, but sort of further back towards where the kitchen area is. He seems to have sort of started to make his home there for the moment. Decimus is hanging around in the blacksmithy on the other side of the blacksmithy from where Verason has set up things, and he seems to be sort of intrigued by what she's doing, but not really doing anything to interfere or interact with her. Valdir, the Durgar that you guys escaped with, has sort of set up a bedroll in the graveyard, specifically around in sort of like the middle of a mausoleum. There's a large mausoleum in the middle of the graveyard where Valdir has sort of cracked open the door and started setting up camp there. Saratifa seems to have taken up residence at the inn. That would be the Yuan Shi sorcerer. Thema is at the stables, it being the most comfortable place for a centaur to rest. You're not certain where Shark is, but you have found his possessions under the bridge. Sort of like on the bank under the bridge.
Red Hot Chili Peppers song.
Kalinarian the Drow Elf, and Cosmos have set up in the alchemist shop. Farron is in the watchtower. Price of Pride sort of prowls around and doesn't seem to stay put in one place all that much.
He's the guy that's always hard to find when you want him, because
Yeah.
he was over here this time. Wait, where is he now?
Yeah, he sort of prowls around, but occasionally ends up resting in the branches of a tree somewhere. And Sanguinor is also in the inn. I believe that's everyone.
So I'll inform a few of them, whoever seems like they're likely to spread the message to other people,
Easily enough.
that given we're slightly more capable at the moment, we'll be setting up sort of outside the town just in case. Did someone just join?
For some reason, Corvus just joined the call. I'm not certain why.
Okay. It's not just my screen.
And left the
And
call.
then left the call.
That's the call.
While the GM presumably fixes stream stuff,
I don't have to because none of you left.
we'll be setting up outside of town just in case anything comes in. Make yourselves at home wherever we're planning to rest for the night so everyone can recover. And
They seem more than willing to just rest if you guys are volunteering to watch. Farron nods but doesn't leave the watchtower.
yeah,
He seems to like to have that higher vantage point.
I'm not going to, unless anyone implied it to me before I had left our group, I'm not going to contest where any of them want to be, or what any of them want to do. Just letting them know where we're going, and that,
Oh, you have informed them all. And the group of you head out to the outskirts of town, finding sort of just beyond the barrier just beyond the edge of where Tospip sort of identified the circle of magical enchantment to end. Were you wanting to rest like on the other side of the bridge or on this same side of the river as the town?
Well, if it halfway over the bridge, we'd have to be on the other side of the bridge to be out of it.
Well, you could also go the other way where there isn't into like the wheat fields.
Yeah.
We can like go over here or something,
Yeah.
or
Or over here,
Let's stop on the other side of the bridge.
Okay. You guys head out.
If they come out and they're like zombies or vampires or something, and I mean, we're not gonna run away because why would we? Why would we? But if we had to retreat,
Yeah. So you set up on the other side of the bridge. As you cross it, you realize the bridge is the bridge is probably in the best repair of the entire town. It looks like it was made initially by you all can tell dwarven craftsmanship. This bridge was built to last, but even that is starting to fall into a bit of disrepair. Bits of the railing have fallen off, and you can see the brick visible in the river below, where it sort of fell over after a while. It's probably this place has probably been abandoned. Just looking at the amount of abandonment, for about 10 years.
So to the rest of the group here, as we move away, what's his nuts? The Duragar.
Valdir.
Yeah, she. Okay. She's a little steeped in the divine, wasn't she? I thought I remember one of them casting healing magic.
Yes, Valdir is a cleric.
Yeah. Can see if there's actually something to this haunting, or if it's... Or do we just wait till morning and see if they're still alive?
Understanding is that we were intending to pursue any approaches to that in the morning, as we have exhausted our magical supplies. But whatever you would wish.
I think kind of...
No, before we made a plan and did a thing.
Yeah, no. This is talking like afterwards. Like, do we have her start looking in to see if this place is actually haunted by, like ghosts and weird things from beyond the grave, or if it's just someone did something to this town through arcane means?
Can we figure that out somehow, other than like waiting for a ghost to show up and then kicking its ass?
Too tired. Sleep on it.
Because if we start getting into like weird divine stuff, that's kind of out of my wheelhouse.
Lord Tossip is quite observant. While there are magics available to those of divine inclination that might be of service, though I must admit they are somewhat beyond my current capabilities, is they require they're not so infinite.
I was just they're kind of a field of magic that I haven't studied.
My apologies. I did not mean.
No. Yeah, it's different mojo than what I use. So, or do we just wait till morning and see if they're all alive? Then we'll ask.
Out of character. I have just told you 3 times I'm a cleric.
Well, can you are you able to divine anything? Do you know anything about ghosts and
Give me a religion check if you want.
not dead?
Sure. I assume I'm aware of like 2nd level cleric spells and stuff.
Yeah, no, you're aware of these things.
You may not be able to perform them, but you would.
Yeah,
You've
know
heard
them.
of.
So from the amount of time that you were in the town, it didn't seem to be haunted. There are certain things. There are certain there are certain keys to that signify a haunting. And while you might not be powerful enough as a cleric to sort of like just banish ghosts, you do know the signs of there are ghosts here. You didn't notice any of that while you were going through town. So if it is haunted, it's not haunted in a way you've ever read about or studied.
I would venture that if this is a haunting, it is a rather untraditional one. Further, I would reassert that the magics that would be needed to cleanse such a place are rather limited, and it might be best employed when all of us are at full strength. If even we have anyone capable of casting those magics.
Zon's curled up, trying to sleep, hugging the skull.
In the in the doghouse that Rasslin carried out.
No, I thought the doghouse got left in town.
You could carry it out.
No, it would have been brought with. It's not for them. It's for.
It's for your pet.
Yeah, you're the one that wanted it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, then it's there, but he's not using it.
It's like Zon's right outside the doghouse. All right. So
yeah.
go ahead.
No, you're good.
All right. Who's taking first watch? If any. Right, Guilty. Who's taking second?
I'll take second.
And third?
I'll take third because I'm
All right.
curious about
So, Filthy, give me a perception check for your first watch.
13.
So you are observing the town and your surroundings, making sure nothing sneaks up on you, but also trying to see if anything happens out there. When you don't notice when he arrived, but you hear Shark sitting next to you. So you guys are just gonna stake out here and see if anything happens to the rest of us, huh?
It is the wish of those in charge.
It's not a bad plan. It's a halfway decent plan for running on empty. Probably something I'd do. He's just sort of sitting next to you, also watching the town.
Yeah.
So you guys all ran together before?
Indeed.
Yeah. How'd you end up in hell?
There were, I suppose the best term would be adventurers who managed to eliminate our previous leader, Lord Gravel. And we, at the time, we were members of Gravel's Graders, so I come to understand that name is no longer in use. Were sent, we theorize, dropped into hell by the accomplice, by John, I don't remember the name.
The demonic cult of Anal Bladong.
The demonic cult of Anal Badon.
Does he know what that name sounds like?
He is very emphatic about its value and quite passionate. I cannot speak to whether it is intentional or an accident of linguistic overlap.
He's a noble, isn't he?
I believe so.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Well, I'm gonna watch too, just in case anything eats everyone else, so have a good watch.
Yeah,
Give me another perception check.
sure. If he steals my shit, I don't care, actually. Like, I genuinely will not care. Thieves Guild rules.
He doesn't steal your shit. You also don't notice him leaving. He is just gone. It seems of the group that was captured, it seems like his abilities are coming back a little faster than everyone else's.
Okay.
But the rest of your watch passes uneventfully. And it goes over to, what was it, Merrick was second? Yep, Merrick. Alright. So, Fealty, you gotta wake up Merrick. Is there anything to be exchanged there?
Oh.
Alright.
Unless Merrick doesn't wake up, I don't see anything necessarily being started.
Yep. Merrick wakes up. Alright, Merrick, give me a perception check.
13.
Right, so again, you're sort of watching the surroundings in the area. As you're watching, you notice a gleam of light coming from the watchtower across the river.
Okay.
You can see that it looks like Farron is trying to signal out to you guys.
Like just rapid flashing of something? Or?
Yeah. It looks like from what you know of signaling, it looks like he has a lantern and a mirror and is going shing 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 shing.
I will. What can I do? Yeah, I'll do that. I'll pick up a pebble, cast light on it, and throw it at Raslin towards his face.
Okay.
There is a bright pebble in front of your sleeping face now, Raslin.
Does it wake me up?
Do you feel like Raslin is the kind of person to be woken up by a bright light in his face?
Did it actually hit him in the face? If not, I'm going to be honest, probably not.
Merrick, were you trying to hit Raslin in the face or hit it in front of Raslin?
I mean, yeah, I'll hit him. I'll throw it at his face. I'm pretty sure.
So, yeah, you would know Raslin well enough to know what the better option was.
Yeah.
I know how hard I got to hit him to get him to wake up.
So, yeah, you feel it hit your face. Probably startles you awake.
I grab it and I throw it back at your head.
It comes flying back.
Okay.
Pings off the side of your head. It's a pebble. It doesn't hurt.
Yeah. Hey, I think.
Dude.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, but you're the fightiest of us, and he's signaling to us. So.
Good fucking drink.
Do we just sit here and watch and see how long it goes on, and wait till light goes out, or what? Or do we go see?
I mean, if it's something that's trying to kill him, we should probably kill it. If it's they've all died and turned into zombies, we should probably kill them.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if it's, I don't know, hey, where's the bathroom? We should punch them in the face and then come back and go to sleep.
I don't get the last one, but all right.
He'll get up and start heading that way.
All right. You going with Merrick or you staying out with Raslin?
Yeah, I'll come with. How far into my watch is this happening?
About an hour into your watch.
Okay. Since Fealty's sleeping, I'll wake up. Who is after me?
Tosspip.
I'll wake up Tosspip.
Tosspip, you get woken up. We can't hear whatever it is you're saying.
He looks around. Like, it's my turn already.
Yeah,
Yes.
It's a little early. We're gonna check something out, but if it's nothing, you can go back to sleep when we get back.
It's like fine.
All right, so
Don't
Tail
fall
along.
asleep.
Raslin and Merrick, you guys head back into town, up to the watchtower where Farron's at. As you get up there, he turns and looks at you and sort of waves you over to where he was standing, and then points out towards the river. You couldn't see it where you guys were at because of elevation changes, but from the watchtower, you see that there is a large trading ship coming down the river. It looks like it's going to be passing underneath the bridge in the next couple of hours. Just wanted to let you guys know since you were out by the river. There's a ship coming down. Might not want to be visible in case they're looking for you guys. I don't know. You guys are from...
We do anything pretty big recently? I mean, I'm sure most people think we're
Yeah,
dead.
we tried to kill a guy and he killed us.
Yeah, but as far as he knows, we're dead, so he wouldn't be looking for us. We're just
Unless he's on the ship,
yeah.
boat, floaty thing. And he's like, hey, I thought I killed those guys. I mean,
Looking at the terrain, you could probably, if you shifted your camp back by about 20 or 30 yards further up the road, you'd probably be out of sight of the river.
Good plan.
Looking out.
This was my job.
Play your cards right. Still could be. I'll walk down the watchtower.
He does laugh at that. All right, figured I'd let you know. And he sort of settles back in, and as you're heading down, you sort of hear him. You can see and hear him. He's sort of doing bow maintenance on a longbow that he seems to have acquired from somewhere that was here. You see him. He's sort of polishing up the bow and restringing it with better string. Yeah, if there's nothing else, you guys head back out to your camp.
Yep.
Where Tosspip is still awake, if tired.
Nobody dead yet, but we gotta move.
Yeah. There's a ship coming down the river. They might.
At the words "we gotta move," fealty is probably almost immediately up because. Well, it's less and more. How are you now sitting up?
It's the dead man race.
It's the elegant person. Of course. Where to? Lord Tosspip.
Look around, like
Or Lord Zahn,
over there.
the one who wasn't awake.
Raslin's going over, has picked up Zond and just put Zond into the kennel. And put the Bo Devil skull in and has picked it up onto his shoulder.
Sure. That works too.
That's an easy way to do it.
Package that whole thing up, move it away.
Yep.
Yeah, so you guys move. You move about 20 yards further out, and yeah, you find that there's a. It's hard to see from level, but apparently Farron could tell from above. There is a sudden dip in the ground that puts you in sort of a natural bowl. Makes it harder to see the town, but it also completely hides your camp from the river. So while somebody could get up onto the hill to still see the town for watch, so long as you're in the bowl, you can't really see or be seen unless you're right at the rim.
Set kennel down. Go over. Settle back in.
Wrestling instantly asleep again. And Merrick, your watch continues. About as your watch is getting towards the end, you see that ship now visible, coming, about to pass by the bridge.
Okay.
So you can very easily duck out of sight as it goes. Give me a perception check while you're sort of taking a look at it.
Yeah, 7.
It's crewed by
I've-
zombies.
I may have been nursing some of that wine that I got earlier.
Oh yeah.
Just nursing it though.
You can tell that it is coming from it sports the colors of the Baron of the Baron of Bekerlund. You know that his estate has a private dock that would take this river through the forest and then down before it connects with the more westerly river heading to Holmsund. So this looks to be one of the Baron's ships, probably transporting cargo or the Baron himself. You can't tell from this distance. Heading west.
Okay.
Well, southwest.
All right.
Are you guys thinking what I'm thinking?
I mean, eventually we're gonna have to steal that boat.
I'm thinking.
I was thinking heist on the boat is our next plan, but same difference.
Yeah. I mean, we can hit the same thing. We'll steal from it, and then later we'll come back for the actual boat.
Boat heist. Oh yeah, it seems like this is a spot where the Baron's ship passes by, at least when it's heading out.
I will make a note of that.
All right.
And then after I wake up Toss Pip for his turn, I slam the rest of my drink and then I go to bed.
Toss Pip, you are once again awakened, this time for your proper shift. Give me a perception check. Keep an eye out.
At the beginning of the watch, I will take the time to cast Detect Magic again because I want to look out over the town to see if I notice anything that way as well.
It only has a 30-foot range.
30-foot.
so
Oh yeah,
you-
so never mind. I
you
won't
wouldn't
be able to see it from here. Yeah.
Though you would be able to see if any magic happens within 30 feet of you. So there's that.
Well,
Hey, look, natural
20.
Your oddly sharp eyes, as you put your glasses on, notice that there doesn't seem to be much activity going on. You do at one point spot Sanguinor heading towards the chapel, and that's about it throughout your entire watch. End of your watch. It's a little before dawn by the time your watch ends, and everyone wakes up.
Start making my breakfast.
Nope. The rest of you all wake up.
Awesome.
Yep.
So that was a Baron ship, I think, last night that went past. I think he's got a private dock. They've got a private dock upriver.
Coming or going from the basically where his manor is?
It would have been going from it.
Yeah, my guess would be going. Because as far as I know, his estate's farther up north.
Yeah, his estate's upriver.
Very, very far north. Check to see if there's any survivors.
Yep.
All right.
You guys head back into town. You see Shark just sort of leaning against the side of the bridge as you guys come in. Cocks his head at you with a grin. You see now that in addition to the shark tooth design on his face, as he opens his mouth, his teeth are also filed into shark-like teeth. As he sort of gives you a grin as you come by. What's up, boss? And you go in. And yeah, everyone still seems to be there. As you look around at the various places that people were at. Sanguinor seems to have moved from the inn to the chapel. And he seems to be in the midst of tearing down an altar when you check in on him. But aside from that, everyone's there. And after a little while, after realizing you guys were here, Viera-san comes up. You'll want to see this, she says, pointing at the group of you and holding out what appears to be a large magnifying lens.
Okay. What are we looking at?
Just take it and look.
I take it and I look at it.
As you take it from her and flip it around in your hands and hold up. As you look through the glass...
I don't hold it up. I'm just looking at it because that's what she said to do. And he has no idea.
As you look at it, you end up looking through the glass. And because it's hard to look at a magnifying glass without looking through the glass.
I mean hard.
On the other side of the glass, you see a purple fog.
The fuck?
Yeah, no, I made this last night, and I'm not sure what it is, but there seems to be an enchantment on this town.
Yeah, Toss Pip said something about that last night.
Oh. Well, I've been sort of wandering around with this class, and I think I've found at least where it comes from. I'm not certain what it does, though.
Where's it coming from?
She sort of waves a hand excitedly and hurries towards the
outhouse,
inn.
right?
No. She hurries towards the inn. Do you follow?
Follow along.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Aaron realizes that clerics need to prepare spells every day, which is a great thing about clerics.
Vierasan leads you into the inn and points at a large portrait of the town. And as if you sort of look at the portrait through the lens, you see that this purplish fog, through the lens at least, is emanating from the portrait of the town. I'm not certain what it is, but it's definitely coming from that.
Huh. I pick it. I take the map out. I take it off the wall.
It doesn't come off the wall. You sort of reach up and try to pull, and it doesn't give at all.
I get angry and try to rip it off the wall.
You continue to pull, and there is no give at all. Normally with a painting hung from the wall, when you pull it, you feel it come off the wall. It's like it's built into the wall, like it's part of the wall.
Wrestling stops.
Do you want to know where the other... Oh.
No, you're okay. Wrestling stops, takes a minute, looks, is clearly looking like to tell where physical features that he can tell from outside are, and is starting to walk outside, grabbing his great axe.
Yep.
Tosper was like, "Can I see the magnifying that glass?"
It gets past you.
Yeah, he's gonna look through it and try to study the painting.
Okay.
With my cleric-y powers, do I have any idea what this might be or what you might want to do about it?
Give me an Arcana check. Both of you can. Hospip and Fealty.
Great.
There's
Arcana.
a knock there's a knock on the wall.
18.
9. I
Yeah.
don't have disadvantage, but 9.
You're pretty certain you're at the correct spot, Braslin.
There's gonna be an axe coming
Give
through
me
the
an attack
wall.
roll. Give me an attack roll.
If you chop my face off, I'm gonna be really annoyed.
The axe hits
We'll
the
get you a
back
new
side of the wall where the painting is, and you feel it rebound as your hands are suddenly empty and the axe goes flying over your head, embedding in a wall behind you.
Okay, grab it, and I'm trying to go. Basically, I'm trying to figure out where the edge is so I can chop around it.
Yeah. You go to the other one, you hit it again where you know the painting isn't, and
Yep.
you suddenly realize that this is the only wall on the end that wasn't collapsing. And you're thinking it might have something to do with that painting.
Am I though?
You might be. That's up to you. But every time you hit this wall with your axe rebounds away. Violently.
Can I touch the painting?
On the other side, you guys are hearing this thud, and then thud. As for the Arcana rolls, really quick, hang on, Zond. Fealty, looking at with a 9 on your Arcana roll, you know it's not divine magic, because nothing divine. This doesn't reek of divine at all. You could probably discern its nature with a divination spell. Depending on what augury might be able to help. Most of the other ones that could help were probably out of your power at the moment.
Augury is out of my power at the moment because it's second level spell.
I thought augury was a first level spell. All of the spells you can think of that would.
So the only thing I have that might be relevant is, do I think that detect or protection from good and evil might do anything that detect magic doesn't?
It might give you more information. Let me look.
Because I did prepare both of those today.
Detect good and evil.
I can pop that in chat for you.
Yes, please.
And protection from good and evil, probably not, but I will pop both of them in chat anyways. Because, they're good ghost fighting spells.
Yeah, detect evil and good might give you more information.
Okay.
Protection, not so much at the moment.
Okay. So I am going to start casting that.
Okay.
Sorry, other Arcana check.
No problem. Toss Pip. With an Arcana check while you're looking at the painting, so the painting is definitely the source of whatever is happening to the town. And it looks like it has part of its enchantment has anchored it to this wall, thus giving the wall that it's attached to similar properties to the magical item itself. So, much like how it's incredibly difficult to destroy magical items outside of very specific ways, it will be incredibly difficult to even harm this wall outside of very specific ways, which, now that you're looking at the wall, you too realize that this wall is in perfect condition. Everything else is, still, very clearly suffering from abandonment, except for this wall. Zond, you touch the painting?
Yep.
Zond disappears. There is a flash of light, and Zond is gone as Zond touches the painting.
Did I have Detect Good and Evil up by that point?
It only costs an action. Yeah, it only costs an action. Yeah, you would have had it up by that point. So you are detecting celestial energy coming out of this painting.
Okay.
First we went to hell.
Well, shit.
Then
Is it consecrated or desecrated by any chance?
It is desecrated.
Cool.
You are getting desecrated celestial energy coming out of this painting. Somebody took something holy and warped it drastically.
All right. If I might offer some additional insight, and I'll relay that information. By this spell, I know that this celestial energy that has been desecrated.
Meanwhile, Zond, you find yourself in a world that looks like it was painted. Like you are in the tavern, you are in the inn that you were just in, but the walls look like they were painted into existence.
So we've crossed over into Mario Paint.
And there are many skeletons all around you collapsed on the ground.
And is there a painting on the wall where the painting was?
Yes.
Is there any food around?
No.
I'm going to see if I can grab one of the skeletons and touch the painting again.
You touch the painting again. Nothing happens.
Hooray.
Rasslin, are you still outside banging on the wall?
no, I eventually come back in. After briefly, there's about maybe 30 seconds of him staring at the ground and seeing if I dig deep enough, can I rip the wall out that way? And then eventually giving up and going back inside.
Yeah, I think you're going to have to break the foundation, and that just enough is not worth the effort.
So Rasslin eventually the thudding outside stops. And then a little while after that, Rasslin comes back in.
Looking very grumpy.
Vera-san is sort of staring at the spot where Zond had disappeared from.
Yeah.
That seems bad.
Huh?
You think?
I assume an effort to experiment, touch the desecrated artifact, magic, whatever it may be, and seemingly disappeared or was absorbed.
Pick up a.
Yeah, that. Vera-san says, pointing at Fealty.
And pick up just random piece of debris, small piece of debris, and throw it against the painting.
It bounces off and hits the ground.
Oh, damn. So much for that theory.
Perhaps we could capture something living, a small creature.
I pushed Veriton into the painting.
There's a flash of light. Zond, Vera-san appears next to you.
You shouldn't touch it.
Thank you.
I help.
Is that what happened before?
Yeah, except Zahn wanted to touch it. He didn't know that would happen. But
Well, we didn't know that would happen with more. We didn't. Maybe it only affects kobolds. Now we know.
I mean, yeah.
Uh,
I think this is science.
I'm doing
I
science.
would venture
sure.
not just affect small creatures, but the
Well,
experiment is nonetheless accomplished.
So I'm doing science. Good.
Yeah. You had an idea, you tested it, isn't that Tospip? Isn't that it? That's what I've heard.
sure. That's a good a definition as any.
I'm a scientist.
Very good.
Raslin the scientist.
Any ideas on how to get those two back? Because
Nope.
One must
Well-
assume that by this point, if simply touching the painting on the other side or something else that symbol allowed them to return from wherever they have gone, they would have done so.
Probably.
but what if we tied them up with a rope, like around their waist? Next person we try.
Might I suggest that there may be other approaches? But if that is what you wish.
No, it's just an idea. If anybody
we can
has
go with
anything
the
better.
small animal, but
Did anyone mention the thing where there were all the portraits were untouched?
No.
Okay.
Who
So,
knows?
in the painting world, can I try to
think-
walk to the bridge?
I think Tospip was the one who noticed all the paintings were undone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zahn, you can walk to the bridge. And in fact, Viera-san follows you as she has grabbed a painted bottle, broken it, and is starting to construct something with materials she finds along the way.
Will it let me cross the bridge, or does it stop
So,
where the effect stops?
You notice as you approach the bridge that rather than a horizon, it's just white, like solid white. And when you get to the bridge, right about the halfway point, it's just a white void.
Like solid, or as in the bridge just stops and you could fall off into forever?
As in the bridge stops and you could fall off into. There is no river. It's just white underneath them.
So I'll just like kick a pebble into it and just watch it go.
Make me a dexterity saving throw. You're
That's
so
a 9.
focused on watching the pebble fall, you miss the fact that the pebble then falls on your head. Until it hits you. Tunk, tunk, tunk.
Of course, it has fallen an infinite amount at this point, so it has the rough weight of a nuclear bomb.
No, it just hits and falls over.
Just portal
So-
accelerates.
That annoys me, so I pick it up and throw it into the void.
You throw it into the void. After a few seconds, it falls from the sky and hits you in the head again. Meanwhile,
Tusker is gonna go. Small animal thing. Someone try to catch some rats or something, and
I
then
will go try and catch a rat.
Toastpep is going to go look at some of the other buildings, look for some of the other paintings to examine the walls around the paintings to see if they're the same as that.
Okay.
I do
Has
have
the
proficiency in animal handling.
give me a survival check, Rasslin,
Okay.
to find the rat first.
I do
Tospip,
not have proficiency.
you go and find one of the other paintings. The wall, all the other paintings don't seem to be attached to indestructible walls, and in
so I
fact, they
can,
can
like,
come
lift
off.
them up.
They
and
can
do
actually
it,
come
but-
off. Yeah. Rasslin, yeah, you find a couple of rats.
Try to lure one over.
Animal handling.
Some food.
You get a rat. You have a pet rat now.
Well, if only that rat knew our track record with pets so far.
I feel like we're doing pretty good with our pets. Unless you're considering,
I mean, the only official named pet thing.
I was gonna say, unless you're considering Vierison one of our pets, and then we're
No.
not real good to our pets. But
No.
I go over and I hand it to Tuspit.
Tazo, did you take one of those paintings off the wall?
Yes, I would take one of the paintings off the wall and bring it back to the tavern.
Okay. So Tospip comes back in with a painting, followed by Raslin with a rat.
It's just like, hold the painting up. It's like, okay. Touch the rat to the painting.
Wait. If I touch the painting to the rat,
No,
and I'm
throw the rat
touching
at
the
it. I
rat-
don't care.
I'm just saying, if I touch the painting of the rat and I'm touching the rat,
Drop the rat onto the painting, man.
set the painting down.
Okay, fine. It'll like lay it on the floor.
You drop the rat onto the painting. It hits
Yep.
the painting and then scribbles away. This painting, by the way, is like a small painting of like an orchard, like, and like big.
Does that painting have any of the detect good and evilness to it?
Yes, you definitely sense some desecrated celestial energy off this painting, the smaller one.
This painting also seems peculiar to a magical senses.
I pick up the painting.
Um,
I go to put it on the wall.
Okay. You put it on the wall.
All of the paintings there's a bunch of paintings around town that they're all in nice condition.
Odd.
You said that it's desecrated. Is there any like god to arts and stuff like that, or any particular theme with these paintings?
Does
Yeah,
touched the
do I
orchard.
know?
Yes, there is a god. There are several different cultures have several different gods of art. You
Yeah.
can give me a religion check to see which one might be the most relevant one, Fealty.
I touched the orchard painting, by the way.
You touch, nothing happens.
This one's broken.
apparently
It was able to move that one, unlike this one.
I thought maybe if you hung it on the right wall.
that was my second thought. Is the fact that we moved it might have done something.
Sorry, John.
So Fealty, thinking about it, Ralifar is the god is sort of a minor divine dedicated to art and artistic expression. That is sort of the patron of artists and bards and musicians and like people who make art for the sake of art itself, as opposed to making it on commission or things like that. Just the pure artistic expression deity is the one most likely that a collection of paintings would be dedicated to. Especially fairly mundane paintings like these, which are of the town. And looking at the orchard, you're definitely certain that at one point there was a part of the town that you saw that could have been an orchard before it was abandoned. It seems like these are definitely connected to the same artistic style and possibly related to Relifar.
Okay. I'll inform Erica of that because she asked.
Okay.
With all of the additional information I'm getting, do I have any additional, like, this is the solution type information or no?
Not off the top of your head, you do know that thinking about what might desecrate Relifar, you do know that Relifar has a twin, Rafalar, which is literally Ralifar's name spelled backwards. Rafalar is the embodiment of artistic greed. That idea of hoarding art, of rather than art being an expression, of art being valuable and of being a possession. And they are typically pitted at odds with one another in the person who makes art to make art and person who makes art to sell art, sort of vying ideals.
I will inform of that as well. But yeah, that's not a...
So if anybody were to corrupt paintings of Ralifar, it would be Rafalar.
Mhm.
So how would we fix this? Would we just go to the next town over and share the paintings with everybody?
I am afraid I am not certain. That seems...
We'd have to get them off the wall, though.
Is there
That
anything
seemed-
about like the worship of Rafalar?
Yeah. What's his symbol?
Not being a worshiper of Ralifar, you're not 100 or Rafalar, you're not 100% certain, fealty on that. You do know that Ralifar's symbol is an easel, not an easel. The what's it called? The
Palette.
a palette. Thank you. Both of their symbols are a palette, but different colors. They are palette swaps of each other.
You're literally palette swaps. Okay,
Okay.
fine. It's not quite a pun. You get a pass.
No.
It is exactly a pun.
It kind
I'm
of
still mad at you.
It's the artistic ideal of a pun, really.
A pun in its purest form.
Yeah.
We might do that. We could also look around the town, see if we can find any artist supplies or where these paintings may have been produced. I am not certain. We could ask, insert the name of other cleric here.
Valdir.
Well,
We could ask Valdir. I'm not sure who she... Actually, John, do I know who Valdir follows?
Give me a perception check. A retroactive perception check.
Cool.
did you notice holy symbol?
18.
You did notice that on Valdir's armor was sort of embossed on Valdir's armor was the symbol of Dagoth.
Okay. While she does not follow these, she may have more insight into methods of exorcism. I'm afraid that is not quite the purview of the Lord I serve.
Okay. What's the signature on these? Can I read the signature on these paintings
Yes.
without touching the one on the wall?
Yes. The signature appears to be Basilar. That you can give me a history check about.
All about 12.
Actually, you get advantage because you're a bard. Now I
Okay.
think about it.
12.
Maintaining that 12. You've heard about Basilar. You've never met this person or know who they are. They apparently are a fairly well-known artist in the land of Morn. You're not certain exactly where they live or much more about them other than that it is the name of a famous artist. That's it.
Okay. But both of these paintings are one of his,
Yes.
or one of theirs.
One of theirs.
One of theirs.
You don't know. You do not
yeah, I
know
don't
what gender identity or expression they profess.
Yep. So, yeah, if maybe, shit, I don't know.
You all can give me an intelligence roll if you'd like.
okay.
Just flat intelligence?
Yeah, just flat. This is your idea roll. A flat intelligence roll.
13?
7.
3.
Fealty. So, this has the feeling of a curse. And while you don't know much about breaking curses yourself, you do know that there tends to be a method built into curses by nature of their existence to remove them. You're just not certain what it would be. Somebody that hunted curses down professionally or dealt with that sort of thing would know better. It's entirely possible that Valdir, being a cleric of Dagoth, who is a god who deals in curses, might know more about it. somebody else might know, but it definitely feels like a
We have
curse.
first breaker among our NPCs.
It feels like a curse. Yes.
Okay. I will.
Meanwhile, in the
So
painting land,
I'm going to go back to the painting amongst the skeletons.
Mhm.
Is it the same picture?
it is the same picture, but if the canvas was made of oil and paint, and the paint was made of canvas.
I'm going to rummage around in my kit, see if I can find a bit of charcoal, and attempt to draw a stick figure version of myself in the painting.
Okay. Everyone in the inn, while you're thinking, give me a perception check.
9.
17.
I have no idea what's going on.
Rasslin and Fealty, you notice a bit of charcoal mark appear on the painting.
Odd.
Zond, you'd make a little charcoal zone. It's really weird because the charcoal you're holding looks like it's made out of paint, and the mark it left looks like it's made out of charcoal. It's really weird.
Well, I've tried nothing and I'm all out of ideas.
Meanwhile, Viera-san seems to have constructed a copy of the lens that she had made previously, and is sort of looking through it at the painting. But
I'm gonna go find our other cleric, I guess.
okay.
I'm gonna go find Thema.
All right. Anybody else? Are you Tossip and Rasslin? Are you guys going with Filthy or Merrick, or doing your own thing?
Staring real hard at the painting. Like I can intimidate it into spitting out our party members.
You're definitely certain that
No.
little charcoal mark looks like a kobold, kind of. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm definitely trying to intimidate the painting.
Give me an intimidation check.
No, Tospip will be staring through the magnifying glass at the.
You're certain that if that painting was capable of moving, it would. In fact, the other smaller painting falls off the wall.
Victory!
It looks like the nail fell out of the wall, but you know.
Yes, because the nail was afraid of me.
Neil's like, fuck, I gotta get out of this wall.
I'm doing
The
the
nail fainted, and
this problem requires intelligence, and that's something that my character lacks. Therefore, yeah.
I mean, I don't have any intelligence either. I'm just, yeah.
All right, so Filthy, you head out towards the graveyard, and you find Valdir. Looks like Valdir is inspecting the gravestones.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Oh, hello there. How are you?
I'm doing well. Might I have a moment of your time?
Certainly. You see her sort of stand back up, and it looks like she had a chisel and hammer and was touching up all of the religious markings on the graves, like sort of making them more clear.
I believe I mentioned when we arrived back that local rumor sees this town as haunted and it's been abandoned for quite a while. While that does not seem to quite be the case, there certainly seems to be a curse of some sort impacting the town, and I will lay out what I know so far.
Yeah.
And my speculation about the deities that might be involved.
Well, if it's a curse by gods of the arts on another god of the arts, perhaps it has to do with the art itself. Let's go look at those other paintings and see if there's anything odd about them.
Of course.
So the two of you are going to go find more paintings.
Yep.
Merrick, you go see Thema, who is in the stables.
Hey, Thema, you seem like you might know some shit. We have a problem. Maybe you can help us. Mind following me to the inn?
Looks up at you. She
Hold on. Do you know anything about curses?
she was in the middle of sharpening a short spear. Well, it looks like a short, like, it looks kind of like a spear, but if you cut the half in half, like, so it's more single hand held.
Yeah.
Looks like she was in the middle of sharpening it up when you came over, and she sort of gets up to all four hooves as you ask about curses. And I know a little bit about dealing with curses. It was part of my training many years ago.
Awesome. There's something spooky at the end. So,
Let me take a look.
yeah.
We're back to the inn. So over the course of the next few minutes, Fealty and Valdir gather up about 9 other paintings that were scattered around the town and bring them back to the lining them up with the first one. And you see that all of these paintings are landmarks in the town and actually can be seen in the larger painting itself. So like you sort of lay them out in a row, sort of like in a grid, and you can see that each of these are part of the larger painting, but taken at a different perspective, intended to sort of express out the full nature of the town. Thema, after looking at it for a few moments, picks up one of them, looks over at Raslin. Do you have a torch?
Yes. Yes, I do.
She hands that picture over to you. Burn that.
Does it have to specifically be burning?
Yes. Light it up.
Yep.
As you put this painting to the fire, you see the fumes that come off it are not black. Instead, multicolor gas basically sort of erupts out of the painting as you light it on fire, and you sort of drop it to the ground. And as it burns, you see the section of the painting that this one represents, this one being the orchard, bursts off the painting in sort of a colorization of mist. Meanwhile, in the painted world, Zond, you and Viera-san have sort of been wandering around trying to figure things out. All of a sudden, the northern section of the city erupts into this mist of color, and nothing but that white void remains where it was. Where there was like a painted orchard of some kind. And as the people in the real world looking at the large painting see a section of it go away, and the people in the painted world looking at the painting see a section of it just vanish, that's where we'll end for this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Hello.
Bye.
Goodbye.